All right, we're back. Let's talk about getting in trouble. At boot camp, it's designed for you to fail and do things wrong and make mistakes and all that. The first thing that I got in trouble for was not shaving right. So my beard, ever since it started growing, goes in exactly 37 different directions. I've never been able to have a clean shave. And in boot camp, you have to shave every day with a single blade disposable Bic, and it has to be like super clean all the time. And so I would try every day, to shave the beard. And eventually one of the RDCs was like, "Hicks, do you not know how to shave? Here." And he gave me a razor and had me shave while everyone was watching. I did my best. Pull the skin down, you pull it sideways, you pull it up and over and stuff. And I'm sitting there with my neck bleeding, bright red, and still little hairs sticking out all over the place. And this particular RDC was a few inches shorter than me. You're never supposed to look at him directly, or you get the, "Are you eyeballing me, recruit?" So they get in front of you and you sort of look off to the side. So I'm looking off to the side and up, and his face is down here, and he decides he's gonna try and shave my neck. And so I see in my lower peripheral vision this guy with this scowl on his face scraping this single blade across my neck, and it's not working until eventually he's like, "Fine." And goes on to the next person. Cat. The next thing that I got in trouble for was occasionally your RDCs will send you out on specific little individual assignments. And for whatever reason, I had to go paint this little mailbox red. The first day that I walked in there to go do this little painting session, there was, I assume, the guy in charge behind the office desk. And he was dressed in the Navy sweatsuit. And I said, "Reporting for duty, petty officer." And he was kicked back in this chair with his hands behind his head and his feet up on the desk. And he's like, "How do you know that I'm a petty officer?" He didn't have any insignia on. And I said, "Yes, sir, you're right. I can't know that you're a petty officer, sir." That was kind of a weird one. He was testing to see if I would stress out. Another time I got in trouble had to do with my name being on a list that I didn't know about. I was in the barracks, and some guy came screaming in, "Where's Hicks, so-and-so, so-and-so, and so-and-so? Get the fuck out here." So the four of us went out, and he just started screaming at us. I didn't even know who it was. It was an RDC from somewhere else. And apparently, the four of us were supposed to do colors that morning, raising the flag and all that. But we had never been told that our name was on that list, and we didn't sign up. So he had us out in the hallway just screaming his head off at us for a good amount of time, and we were just sweating. Push-ups, sit-ups, 8-count bodybuilders, these things called water pumps. And eventually, when we got to finally stand up and answer questions, he asked us, "Why weren't you out there doing what you were supposed to do?" Any one of us could have made up some sort of an excuse. "Oh, we didn't know our name was on the list. Oh, we didn't know what we were supposed to do. Oh, we didn't know something. But instead, all of us just said, "It won't happen again." You accept responsibility, you move on as fast as you can, and then nothing big happens. It's when you start trying to give excuses or explain away your failure or your mistakes, that's when bad stuff happens. The last time I got in trouble was during battle stations. If you remember the story at the beginning, I ended up with that vision waiver because my eyes are so bad. Now, during the first few days of boot camp, you're supposed to get your BCGs, which is your big, thick, black glasses. I don't even know what BCG stands for. For us, it was the birth control glasses. But anyway, you're supposed to get your BCGs, and you're supposed to get a pair of inserts for your gas mask if you wear glasses. Because my prescription was so far out there, they never made me a pair, and I never got any. So whenever we had to do gas mask drills, I just was basically blind. In battle stations at the end of boot camp, you have to do this exercise where everybody puts on their gas masks, and you have to turn a hose on and put out this fake fire. Well, I'm sitting there blind, and I was in the middle of the hose team, and for whatever reason, my group of 5 people, we never figured out how to actually turn the hose on. So we got yelled at that part of battle stations, and this guy, one of the people in charge, came up to me and he said, "Now what the fuck is the problem here, recruit?" And I said, "The hose never got turned on, petty officer." And this guy gets a little closer and down toward me, and I'm looking through this gas mask seeing blurs, and he says, "Do I look like a fucking petty officer, recruit?" And I can't see anything. So I kind of look at where his insignia should be on his uniform, and I get up and I squint, and I'm about 3 inches away from it, and I say, "We never got the hose turned on, Chief." But the lesson in all those failures was just that I didn't have to stress out when I got in trouble or failed at something. I just looked to find what the root cause of the problem was, accepted it, tried to fix it, and move on as quick as possible. And that served me really well through boot camp, and really it served me pretty well through the rest of my military experience. So yeah, that was kind of a positive learning aspect of failure. And for next time, we'll talk about watch and stuff. So I will see you then.